Hey, you guys, this is Courtney Camaro. I'm outside of Muhammad Ali's real original home. We're in Chicago, and I wanted to shout out Al's Botanics and Herbs. Man, when I tell you, I am one of those people that has insomnia. I can't sleep. I can't focus on some days because I'm so sleep deprived, and this has helped. This is one of the mixtures he has that helps with sleep.
What's going on? Late night stream here. Just thought I'd go live and I came up with a new idea and I just thought I would share that idea to you. I learned something like, I know some people that probably know this. It's something that I just recently understood. And I know it sounds kind of almost like a fifth grader as far as the reason why I didn't know this. So one of the things that I didn't know was basically there's there's only there's only three commas. Most people have either one comma, which is $1,000. It doesn't matter if you have 10,000, 1,000, 100,000. It's just still one comma. But if you have a million, it's two commas. You only have three commas if you're a billionaire. $1 billion has three commas in it. Okay. All right. I didn't really understand that. Maybe when I got to third and fourth grade, like maybe, I mean, that's when I start having problems in school and shit too. So like just spare me. But I kind of thought of I was just thinking about this. Okay. And what I was thinking about was because I'm always trying to kind of use anything that I can to kind of differentiate those from people from other people. So, for example, in this, I call it it's like a class system, but with commas. It's kind of a new way, another idea to look at class. All right, so um, let me see here. So basically you have people that are, most people are one comma people. So for example, um roughly about, let's just say 85%, about 85% of individuals are one comma people. Okay. One, let me put this on a banner. One comma people, or one comma, I'll just put one comma individuals. Individuals. Okay. Hopefully I spelled that properly. Okay. So most people are um hold on. Most people are one comma individuals. They basically either, and this is not income. This is actual. Okay, so you have two different types of ideas or concepts when it comes to finance. You have earned income, which is money you make from your job. You could make $100,000, which most people don't. Most people don't make 100,000. You could make whatever, 50,000. All right. But that's not necessarily going to necessarily correlate to saved income. So it's two things. You got earned income versus saved income. So earned income is income, But saved income is actually what you actually have left over from whatever you earned. So this is why I come on here and I'm gonna try to avoid it. But this is the whole concept of why this is one of the reasons why people don't like me. Okay. Because I point out people's financial problems on my channel throughout the years I've done this. But the earned income concept and the saved income concept is a major point. Is a major point of discussion. And the reason why it is obviously you can make a pretty good salary. You can make 80 grand a year, 95. You can make 195. If you don't actually save that money, you're living check to check for one. Then two, you don't have anything left from whatever you made. That's why saved income is actual income that you have left over from, paying your bills, paying your debts, right? Paying for your financial responsibilities. And this is important because that's why, I'm not pro, spending money on clothes and jewelry and um shopping trips and vacations and all of that. Because if you don't have any saved income from your earned income, you cooked. I mean, you absolutely cooked out here because you don't have anything to do anything with.
You're broke! You're fucking poor!
I mean, like literally, you need saved income to buy real estate, buy assets, to buy your way to have retirement. That's the whole concept of retirement. Saved income. You don't have any saved income, you cooked. You're gonna be an old man living in basically public housing. That's just how that goes. Like if you don't have any saved income, you're cooked. You're absolutely cooked, fried, laid to the side. And this is why it's important for you to kind of trick your mind to save more. This is the whole concept. Definitely check out my book, The Millionaire Savings Plan. It is available on Amazon.com as well as brokegeniuses.com. That is, it's a very, very important concept as far as saving your income, your from your income, then actually just earning income. And of course, when you earn income, it's taxed. If you work a job, it's pre-taxed, right? If you're an employee, it's already taxed before you even see it, or you get anything, the government takes theirs, right? Everybody else, whatever, insurance, if you have anything, they take theirs. If you got child support, they take that before you get it. So, the concept of saved income is very, very important. Because in order to get yourself to a point where you can actually retire or even retire early from your job, you need to have some type of saved income. Okay, some type of money that you have in saving. Okay. But one common individuals are you have $1,000 in saved income, 10,000, even 100,000, or even you can have $999,000. You're a one comma individual. There's tiers to this though. Okay. There's tiers to this. Okay. So 1 comma individuals, um, hold on. You have, basically tier 1, which is uh, let's say 1K to 9,099. Okay. So this is tier 1. So, basically this is the first tier. If some people don't, you just think about it. Like they're saying that there's a financial stat, and I haven't went back and researched this to see if it's updated, if it's progressed, or if it digressed. But they say that less than like 30% of individuals don't even have $500 in an emergency fund or $1,000 in an emergency fund. 1 or 2 of those, meaning they're not even a comma. They're not even they don't have a comma to their name. They don't have any commas. If you don't have $1,000 saved in an account somewhere, you ain't even you're not even in this conversation. You're not you have no commas, right? So 1,000 to 900, 9,999 is the tier, is the first tier, okay, to 1 comma individuals. The next tier is 10,000 to 99,999. Tier 2. Now this is becoming a situation where people in this tier, okay, I ain't gonna say nothing, but I'm in this tier, very, very hanging on by a thread. I don't know how many people are in this tier. I guess quite a few people, because if you have a 401k, if you have any type of IRA, retirement account, okay, or if you have anything in your savings account above $10,000, you are on tier 2 of this, of this 1 comma, of the 1 comma individuals. Okay, so you get the point. I think you understand the point of where I'm getting here. I think you'll follow along quite well. So moving along, tier 3, all I have to do is just move things around. Just switch out a few digits. Tier 3 is $100,000 to $999,000. So on this level, I do know, okay, I'll just say let me look up something. I have time. Let me look up some things. Most people are asleep. they got to go to work tomorrow and stuff. So, you know, let me look up something here. Hold on 1 second. One moment. Around 38, around 38 percent of Americans are in tier 3. Okay. About 38% of Americans. Roughly 131 million households are in this tier 3. Okay. Let me edit this. Or actually, no, I'll just state it. You know, verbally, I'll state that it's about 38% of Americans make up this tier 3. Okay, so basically, everybody else is either tier 2 or tier 1. Okay, and and basically, yeah, I'll break down the percentages. I'll do that. I'll probably do that last. All right, so that's enough with one comma individuals. Now we're moving into 2 comma individuals. Okay, and that is basically 1 million to let's go with just 9 million. Okay. 9 million. Okay, wait, hold on. I gotta change some things around. Okay. There we go. All right, 2 comma individuals. Okay, this is tier 1. All right. So then, okay, I got to do the same thing. Okay. All right. It gets even more rare as you go. Okay. It gets more rare. All right. So, all right. Give me some time here. Look this up. All right. So around 10%, a little shy, about 10.3% of households in America are in this tier. 10%. 10%. 10%. Just if you need to write it down, rewind it. 10% of individuals are in this tier. Two comma individuals, tier 1. 10%. All right. Now, tier 2 of two comma individuals, 10 million to basically 99 million. Make sure I'm doing this right. All right. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. All right. So this is tier 2. 10 million to 99,999,999. That's a lot of nines, boy. All right. So without even, so much of blinking, because I looked up how many people are in tier 1, which is basically 10%, a little over 10%. People that are in this group, tier 2 comma individuals, tier 2, 10 million to 99 million, is 1%. Literally, like the person is, whoever's watching me live stream right now, this is how many people, and then they go away. Okay, the eyeball goes away. I think the highest eyeballs I've ever seen was about 8 or 9. That's how many people have actually watched my live stream at one time. About, I think 7 or 8, definitely 7, maybe 8, 7 or 8 people. I'm not liked. I'm basically an asshole. I'm trying to reform myself to not be so much of an asshole, but you got to understand, I called a lot of people broke. I call every racial category in America broke. Nobody really likes me because I'm like, basically, I'm hated on worse than the dude that the savings minus debt guy gets hated on, and he called people debt slaves. It is so many ways that people do not like me, that I'm just not liked. I get hated on in the actual real world too. It's not just offline. It's not just online. I get hated on offline too. Even my exes noticed other people in their hate for me. I don't know if it's a particular energy. It must be a particular energy. But yeah, people don't really, yeah. Like, I do get a lot of hate and especially when I have to interact. A lot of times when I have to interact with people, like let's just say a teller at a bank or a grocery store cashier or something. Yeah, I get like a cold shoulder a lot. So I'm used to it. I'm used to dealing with it. But you got to understand, financial problems, people get killed over financial issues. And I talk about them regularly. And I talk about people's financial deficiencies. And I've done it for years. People don't like that. Okay? They do not like that. So it's a lot of things that people don't like. I mean, most people probably would have given up, as far as like if they had a channel and very low engagement, stuff like that. But I actually like doing this, and I listen to my own content sometimes. Like, most of the time I do. Like, I actually reference my own content, so it's something that's good for myself. It's like kind of like a video diary or something. But yeah, I'm used to it. I know people are, you know, people are people, and I'm not gonna say that I have not developed the art of pleasing people or being popular or anything. I just kind of do me, do my thing, and that's it. Like, um I don't know. I mean, I don't really care. I don't really think about it too much, but I mean that's a sidebar. But yeah. Um, this tier is 1%. One percentile of all Americans are in this tier. And I haven't even got to tier 3 yet. I haven't I haven't even got to tier 3 yet. Okay. But tier 2 already off top. Two common individuals, less than 1% of individuals are in this tier. So when you get to when you basically get to the two comma the like basically two comma group, okay. um I'll just, instead of saying individuals, let's just word this to two comma group. Yeah, that makes more sense. All right, two comma group. All right, tier 3. All right, so gotta add some zeros here. Gotta add another 9 here. And then that's it. All right, done. All right, two comma group, tier 3, 100 million to 999,999,999. Okay, cool. So we already know. So when you get two commas, you start to separate yourself from everyone else. Safe to say that, yeah? Yep. You get separation when you join team two commas, separation is already started. You pretty much start to separate yourself, really, to be honest, on the one comma group, tier 3. You start to separate. Escape velocity is now started. Okay. But by the time you get to tier 2, or no, the two comma group, separation is you've already uh released projectiles. You've are it basically escape velocity at that point. Okay. Because just not too many people are on that level. Give me a second. I'm trying to see the percentages of people that are um in this group. And in this group, basically, it's called ultra high net worth individuals. Ultra high net worth individuals. Okay. The percentage of people in this range in America is 0.007, 0.007%. So basically, there's only 18 to 20,000 individuals in this group. So I know how many billionaires there are. I'll give you a preview. I'll give you a prequel or whatever. There's only 813 billionaires in the United States. But this is what nobody ever talks about. And let me put my chart here so you can kind of see what we're going with. Because basically, this is toward that hill. You're starting to climb up this hill of wealth distribution at this point. You're climbing the mountain at this point. This mountain here, you're climbing this. And this is what people don't talk about. I'm the only one probably talked about this and probably even ever talked about this. They always talk about, okay, how many billionaires? There's only 2,000 billionaires worldwide. And there's only 813 billionaires in the United States. But did you know this? Only 18 to 20,000 individuals are in this group, the 2 comma group, tier 3. 100 million to 999 million $999,999. Only 18,000 to 20,000 individuals is in this particular group. That's why it's only 0.007, basically a fraction of a percent in this group. This group is basically ultra wealth, worldwide global elite status wealth, ultra wealth. All right, the ultra wealthy, very rare. Okay, to put things in perspective, only less than 20,000 individuals are in this group. There's towns that's bigger than 20,000 people. I mean, if Gary has more than 20,000 people, I believe. I think more people live in Hyde Park, just one section of Chicago. It's more than 20,000 people. But that's all it is. It's only 20,000 lucky motherfuckers that are in this group. 20,000. That's a big number, but it ain't that many people in comparison. It's 22 millionaires, over 22 millionaires in this country. 22 million millionaires. But once you get to this level, it's only 20,000 individuals that's on this level. 20,000. That's crazy. But nobody has ever this is the first time you ever heard of that shit. Listening to some dude called the Broke Genius that's not broke anymore talk about commas. Probably ain't even had this is probably the first live stream on YouTube, somebody talking about commas. And on the level of what I'm talking about. And this is definitely why I'm a genius. Definitely. I'm showing you my genius in live in the flesh at 2:00 Central Time. Live in person. So when we get to the 3 comma group, billionaires, it's just gonna start getting more and more ridiculous. Okay. It's just gonna get more ridiculous. Okay. More commas, because this is the 3 comma group. Tier 1. And basically, maybe you will start understanding how rare wealth is, how the rareness of this thing we call money. You'll start to understand, have some type of understanding. Let me look up how rare this is. We already know on this level, it's only 813 billionaires. It's only 800. So we basically breaking down that 813 billionaires at this point. Excuse me. So basically, in this would be basically let me see here. All right. So let me break. I got it's so this is so okay. So okay. All right. So basically, I'll see it at the bottom. Okay. So basically, 0.0002% of the US population is in this tier. Just tier one. Just tier one. Okay. So basically, let me see here. 100 out of that like 800, or actually it's saying it's only 760 billionaires. So it's only 760 billionaires. So out of that 760 billionaires, it's between 150 and 180 of that 76 is in this tier one of the billionaire class. And percentage wise, it is 0.0002%. Okay. So on this level, you damn near almost like a god. You're a god or a titan on this level. It's probably more X-Men than billionaires. It used to be in the world, it used to be less than 300 billionaires worldwide back in the 80s. And because of the internet, because of technology, a lot more billionaires are in the world. All right. There's so many commas, it's just ridiculous. It's three commas. You know, it looks like it's because you're looking at the digits, but it's only 3 commas. Elon Musk is trying to be the first trillionaire. Think he's got like $700 billion or something like that. This tier is 10 billion to, actually, I gotta change this. This is tier 2. This is tier 2. Okay. So tier 2, the 3 comma group, which is built the billionaires, 10 billion to 99 billion, 999,999,999,000 and $999. Ooh, try saying that 100 times or even 10 times. All right. So again, how many people are in this group? And this is a good lesson for you teachers out there. If you got math teachers out here, this is very good. This is a very good lesson. So that so they can understand commas. All right. So this is starting to get rare. It's even getting more ridiculous. And they just gave me the 100 billionaire group. All right. So basically, in the United States, there's only 40 to 45 individuals left, or 40 to 45 individuals that are in this range, this tier 2, 10 billion to 100 to close to 100 billion. Is only 25 to 30 individuals. It's even more rare. All right. I don't have to look up tier 3. They already gave me tier 3. Okay. Tier 3, 100 billion to 999 billion, 999 million, and 999,000 and $999. Yee boy. All right. I already gave me this. Actually, I gotta look it up because they didn't give me this. But it's so I think I said like it's only it's only 25 to 30 individuals that are in tier two. All right. So it's only probably about 10 people, probably, or 5 people that are in this other group, this tier three group. And Elon Musk is one of those individuals. Seven to eight individuals that are in this group. 7 to 8 people. It's some people that have 8 kids. It's only 8 people. I can name the 8 people. Okay, number 1, Elon Musk. Okay, with an estimated net worth of $300 billion. Jeff Bezos, $170 billion, owner of Amazon. Elon Musk, Tesla, and SpaceX, and also X, formerly known as Twitter. Mark Zuckerberg, owner of Meta and Facebook, $155 billion. Larry Ellison, Oracle, $141 billion. Warren Buffett, owner of Berkshire and Hathaway, now retired, $138 billion. Steve Ballmer, ex-Microsoft executive, owner of LA Clippers, $110 billion. Michael Dell, founder of Dell Technologies, $105 billion. And Jensen Huang, founder of NVIDIA, worth $100 billion. And also Bill Gates, he's worth $128 billion. Just fucking 8 people. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, but we want to talk about relationships and motherfucking other bullshit, and these motherfuckers firing off rockets to outer space and shit. You know what I'm saying? They already climbed the mountain. They all the way at the top of this chart here. Got a comment. What's going on, bro? Yeah, like, I mean, let me know if you wanna talk, man. I'll drop the link. But yeah, man, I mean, this is pretty much it's what you got, man. You see how rare this shit is. And the reason why I did this, Alonzo, is for sales purposes as well. Like, if you wanna, I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, let me get the link here. I did this for sales purposes because I'm a businessman as well, and I'm gonna be honest with you. What tier out of all of the tiers? What tier do you think you want to pay attention to if you're in a sales business? What tier do you think that you want to start with? Do you want to start with people that are on? I mean, I'll just say it like this: you ain't gonna probably even. You'll be lucky to get to the 3 comma group. I mean, you'll be lucky to even get to their executive secretary, to even get anywhere near them.
Yo.
Okay. Wait. What's going on, man?
Chilling, chilling. I missed a
Um,
little bit about what you said because I was connecting to the StreamYard. But you were saying what tier do you want to start with?
oh, so basically, I was breaking all of this down as far as commas. So the first comma group is most individuals, which is pretty much 1K to 10,000 or 9,099. So that's
Right.
tier one for the one first comma group or whatever. That's like tier one. But that's not earned income, that's savings. That's
Okay.
saved income. Actual net worth. So you actually have liquid assets of 1K to $9,099.
Okay.
So obviously you don't want to really too much concern yourself with that tier, because most likely that tier is, probably struggling to a certain degree, or they, depending on what you're selling, it might be a little harder to pull their purse strings or whatever, right? So then you have tier two in the one comma group, and that's 10K to $99,000 of saved income of actual net worth or liquid assets on
Liquid
hand.
assets. Okay.
So that will probably be the group that I will focus on if basically I am trying to sell things. And that would be the group that I would start with. And that group, I would say percentage wise, let me actually break that down. Let me ask AI how many people. I mean, it's a large percentage of people. So the
That's
top
gonna probably be your largest swimming pool.
it's actually the largest is the one comma group tier one. I mean, tier one is actually I should have did it backwards. I should have did tier three and then work my way up. But I mean, it doesn't matter. Basically, tier three will be the most, just everyone. That would be pretty much most people. Let me see here. What
Yeah, most
about
Americans don't have access to $1,000, let alone 10.
yeah, and I said that when I first started about a little over about an hour ago. I said I stated the fact that I don't know what if that stat progressed or digressed, but they were saying years ago that like less than 30% of individuals have a emergency fund of like $500 or more. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
and that
So they don't have any
statistic still holds true.
commas. They don't have any commas.
Yeah,
Uh let me
that
look
still
this
holds
up.
true.
Yeah, let me look this up here. But you gotta understand, I mean, it's all relative, but a lot of people they don't even think about it. They just think most people probably think they're doing good in life.
Well, that's
I
because
don't.
most people are living above their means, right?
Yeah.
So what happens is we look at. I can run my mouth, so I can hold it down for you while you look up the AI. But we look at earned income,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't look at a lot of other things. I think I told you about the story. Was I was with my boy at his in Miami for his wedding, and he was talking to me about the income that just my wife makes, and he was like, "Yo,
Yeah.
your wife alone makes more than me and my about to be wife combined, and I know what y'all pay for rent. You should be living off the high horse." But he's looking at it through the lens of what he and his wife make separately but individually versus what my wife alone makes. And because of that, the taxes she pays, yes, percentage wise, well, when you're under 400,000, percentage wise actually does hurt because the more you make, the more they take. But her percentage of taxes, even though the number is nearly equivalent with him and his wife combined to what my wife alone made, is that she's paying a larger percentage in taxes than they are.
Yeah.
So alone, she's paying more than they are combined.
Yeah. Basically, like 25% of households are in the 1 comma group, tier 2. So like basically 1 out of every 4 individuals are in that group. Like
And most of them have about 5,000.
no, that's the comma group, 1 comma group tier 2 is 10K to 99,000.
Okay.
Yeah. And then tier 3 is basically, well, it depends on how you
100K
want to go
to
with. If it makes it easier, if you go from like 3 to 2 to 1, basically the first tier or the top tier would be basically a 100,000 to 999,000.
right.
And that's like they're saying 38% of households are in that tier.
That's
To be
got to be
honest,
not
and I know
liquid.
both.
Yeah.
And I know both people in that tier. They already most likely either are familiar with life insurance, already have life insurance. They might
Oh
buy
yeah,
additional products.
absolutely. But in terms of that, the higher tiers, when you get into like the 2 and 3 comma groups, eh, you find that they utilize life insurance, not just have it. So
Mhm.
in the 1 comma group, they have life insurance for what most people think life insurance is for, which is I die and leave somebody a bunch of money. And whilst that's true, definitely the 3 comma group uses it for alternative purposes. They use it for tax shelter,
They own
right?
insurance companies. The
That
three
too.
comma group, they I just mentioned Warren Buffett.
Warren
He
Buffett, yeah.
owns Geico. Yeah, like
And part of Mutual of
they're
Omaha.
actually the insurance owner. They're the people
Hmm.
that pay the premiums and collect the premiums. Like,
Hmm.
um, yeah. But like the two, even the 2 comma group, probably owns some like small or medium sized insurance companies or whatever. But that, like I say, the two, like for selling people, ideally, I don't know, like you might get some people that's in the 2 comma group, but those people, one, you better be on your A game when you selling them stuff. And 2, it might be, it might be a degree of difficulty to get to those people. You know what I'm saying? Like, be honest.
Absolutely. So it is a degree of difficulty to get to them, and you do have to be on your A game. But the ill part is the higher up in the comma groups you go, the more it is merit based, right? So, for example, especially our folks, they're very image, right? But
Mhm.
when you get to and a lot of the 2 comma group is image based, right? But we're generally
Mhm.
talking the lower tier in the 2 comma groups, right?
Mhm.
But even in the 2 comma group, they're generally less concerned about your appearance and more concerned of can you do what the fuck I'm paying you to do, right? They don't care if you have pink, purple, orange toenails and hair. and look like Takashi 6ix9ine and got your teeth grinded to look like a shark, can you fly this airplane at a speed with which I need you to do the triple circle loop de loop?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you can do that, I don't care what you look like. When you're in
Right.
that, but that's going to be probably the I guess tier 2 of the 2 comma group, right? Because I'm saying tier 3 of the 3 comma group is the 100 billion. So tier 1 of the 3 comma group may still be appearance concerned. Tier 2
Yeah.
of the 2 comma group is not particularly appearance concerned. Tier 3 of the 2 comma group is 50-50 because they're being sold to, right? And then once you get to the 3 comma group, you know, they care
But
because they know you care.
once you get to the 3 comma group, you're almost like a god or a titan, because
Yeah.
it's only 700 billionaires in the United States. 760 to be exact. So
Wow.
more people that you probably in your graduating high school, depending on how big your high school was. I'll just put it to you, for example, this. So there's more, is about 400, it's basically 450 NBA players, active NBA players, and it's 760 billionaires. I mean, it's like, it's it's very rare. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, like, just selling what you're selling, like, again, most people, by the time you get to the 2 comma group, even before, they already have what you're selling, most likely. They might even have
You would
multiple
hope so,
products.
yeah.
Yeah, because once
Well, you
you
would
get,
assume
really,
so,
to
man.
be
I'd
honest,
assume so.
once you get to basically the even the 1 comma group, once you get to basically tier 3 of the 1 comma group, you already, basically probably have a 401k if you're an employee, most likely have some type of insurance products for you or your family, because you can afford it at that point. 100,000 to 999,000.
You'd
You
be
can.
surprised, actually. I've run into a lot who don't
Mhm,
in that group.
mhm.
Um and again, it's so there's lifestyle creep. People put things off, and so well, they do and they don't, right?
Mhm.
And remember, I'm in New York City, so those numbers are easier to come across,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Or not. I shouldn't say easier, but you're going to come across those numbers more
yeah,
than
yeah.
in an average city, right?
Right.
Um, Even though Chicago, you're going to run into those numbers a lot too, right?
Yeah.
But probably not to the degree that you're going to run into them in New York City, and not the whole state of New York, but specifically NYC, the 5 boroughs.
Right.
Um,
Right. Right.
right, like you run into a NYPD officer, and he's a rookie, less than 2 years on the force, and he's already making 75 grand, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when you look at investable assets, most people to have those tiers of investable assets have to be a comma above or a tier level above what they have liquid in order to have
Mhm.
it liquid, right?
Right.
So in order to have 100,000 liquid, I got to be making 1 million, right? Like I
Uh-huh.
got a couple clients who are making between 1 to 5 million, and they got a couple 100,000 liquid,
Yeah.
but that's because
Yeah.
they make $3 million a year.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Um, so, but those guys, believe it or not, it also depends on the type of work they do, right? So your C-suite executive is going to have something, But what ends up happening is they think that they have what they don't have. Like, I don't know, did you see the article that I had from Dr. Michael Ralph where he was relating slave insurance to life insurance?
No, I haven't seen it, but I've heard
I'll give you a
about
brief
that.
synopsis.
Yeah.
So there's a portion in it where he mentions this guy who worked for Amity Bank, and he passed away. And Amity Bank, through what's called COLI, corporate-owned life insurance, got $5 million because they put life insurance on them. And so, to your point, most people are going to assume, "Oh, I've got something," and he assumed, "Oh, I got something," and his family assumed, "Oh, I got something." And what ended up happening was Amity Bank got $5 million because they bought the policy and paid for the policy on him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this is an employee benefit," but his family got nothing because the policy was set up to cover his salary. So he had to be making, um, like generally you can insure up to 30 extra income. So if you make $100,000 a year, you can get a $3 million policy. So they got a $5 million benefit from him. So what is that? A quarter million a year he was making
Mhm.
around. I'm not perfect at the math, but and then when he passed, they left. I'm using TikTok language, my fault. When he died, they left $5 million, or they got $5 million. So
Mhm.
people end up not having what they think they have,
Uh-huh. Mm.
but they do have something in place, and that's where people get it twisted, right?
Mhm.
Like, have you heard of the safe harbor rule?
No.
Okay, so the safe harbor rule is, for example, um, with a 401k and an IRA. So the max you can put into a 401k is 24.5, right? If you're under 50. And the max you can put into an IRA is $7,000 a year if you're under 50, right? So all in all, you're a tad bit under $40,000 all in, right? But if
Mhm.
somebody can afford to max that out, it's likely safe to say that they're living above a $40,000 annual lifestyle. But the assumption
Right.
is that you're going to put that away for 30 years. And then at the end of 30 years, you're going to have about $1 million. But now, mind you, these things are taxable. So you're going to be paying income tax when you withdraw it. And the 4% safe harbor rule means, hey, I got $1 million. I can live off of 4% of that, which is $40,000 a year, and not run out of money for 20 years. But if I lived above a $40,000 lifestyle 20, 30 years ago, you got inflation, taxes increase. So now when I draw that money down and I was already living above a $40,000 annual lifestyle, when I'm 60 and a dollar don't buy 7 loaves of bread no more, or a dollar don't buy, $6 don't buy a gallon of gas no more, right?
Uh-huh.
Now it's
Yeah.
$16 buys a gallon of gas. And I'm getting taxed at a higher tax rate because taxes are likely only going to increase due to inflation and blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
And things like medical costs rise. So
Yeah.
you think you have something and then you find out, oh shit, this ain't what I thought it was. My fault. I could
Yeah.
get to going.
No, it's yeah, that's about roughly I think like 3,500 a month, something like that. Like
Around there. Yeah.
yeah. So if you live in NYC, you will be scraping just to pay for, oh well, considering the person already has, if they're retired, they probably have a house maybe already paid for or close to being paid for, or at least they already have a house. So maybe their mortgage is, let's just say 10, let's say 2,000 a month. So they'll be kind of penny pinching it, but maybe because maybe can you get social security and your IRA or retirement
Yes.
funds? Okay. So maybe they could get a
Um,
combination of both.
if you didn't buy your house in 1980, you ain't paying $2,000 a month in New York City, bro. In 2017,
Mhm.
I was trying to buy a house. I got approved for $1 million. The mortgage would have been 60 grand a year. right? And $1 million house in New York City is in the hood. Like the spot we was gonna buy in Brooklyn was in
Uh,
the hood, right?
oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Okay, so
you already know I
that's
had to
like
say it like
LA.
that.
That's like LA. It's very similar to LA. So like that, yeah, that's 5 bands a month.
Hmm.
So like, yeah, you wouldn't even be able to pay your mortgage with that retirement amount. You'll have a
House poor.
shortfall of maybe a couple grand, but I don't know. You probably have to go back to work. You probably have to get a job
That's why
somewhere.
you see a bunch of old people working at Walmart and McDonald's.
Oh
We've
yeah.
been seeing this for the last 30 years, especially the last 25 years.
Yeah, yeah. That's true. The last stat I heard is that I think like one out of every 4 or 5 boomers is still working. Maybe even
Damn,
more than that. Yeah,
it's
one out of
probably more than
every.
that.
Yeah, I think it's like one out of every. I think four. Yeah, or something. Maybe I don't even. I'd have to look it up again. But basically, it's a surprising amount because I thought most boomers would retire because the younger boomers are in their 60s. The oldest boomers, I think, is like close to 80 or 70 something.
They're
Definitely
definitely
70 something.
70 something.
Yeah, and it's like they're still working.
Yeah,
Um, one out of every. Let me look that up. Let me look that up real quick.
yeah, I'm here with you. Yeah,
But
excuse me.
I mean, basically, a lot of them are working because it's just they don't they don't have enough for retirement, or some don't have no retirement other than
Well,
Social Security.
yep,
Um,
you
how
ain't
many
never lying right
boomers?
there.
How many boomers are still working? Still working. And then you got some people that just like what they do. Maybe they're a doctor or something. They like a dentist. They got patients that been knowing them for years. Basically 65 and older, 19%
God damn.
are still
So yeah,
working.
one in every four.
Yeah, close to one out of every four. The 60, okay. So 75 and older is 8% still
Okay,
working.
that's still a big
Um,
number.
yeah, 11 million people. Um, the people that are the younger boomers are let me see here. Let's see here. So the younger, what are they saying? They're saying the younger boomers, the majority of the younger boomers are still working. So I guess that's over 50%, 59 and 67, they're still working.
Mm, yeah.
So yeah, so yeah, about 1 in 4 are yeah, I was right. 1 in 4, because I looked this up before. 1 in 4 of boomers are still working, still in the workforce.
That's OD.
Yeah, like I don't know if this is gonna change in like 10 years, because in 10 years, I mean shit, they starting to kick the bucket. I mean, both my parents are gone. I think
Sorry
my
to hear that.
dad, yeah, yeah, my dad is, I think he was a older boomer. He would be a, if he was still alive, he'll be a he'll be a older boomer, or I think my dad might have been in the silent generation. I'm not sure, but my mom was a boomer. Yeah, a lot of boomers, if they can't retire, God is gonna retire them because
Yeah.
I mean you're getting older. Um, especially if they smoking, cigarettes and drinking and not taking care of themselves, that and not gonna make it. My uncle, he said one of his the guys he worked with, he retired and he didn't even get his first retirement check and he already kicked the
Damn,
bucket.
that's fucked
That's
up.
crazy. Yeah. He ain't even get his first retirement check and he kicked the bucket. That's crazy.
That's
But
OD.
here's the thing, right? Like living in anywhere living anywhere above the equator, you have this is why a lot of older people go and retire down in Florida,
Mm.
because living in a cold climate adds a level of stress
Mm-hmm.
to you. So it's just that's already a given. And then you add everything else that adds stress to it, just makes it even
Yeah.
worse. Like that's why a lot of people have been living. I mean, basically that's the whole reason why, like, the whole Florida thing, the whole like moving down to Florida is it was a
Kazan.
big thing with the boomers. But the younger people are not doing that. You don't hear Gen Xers, because Gen Xers the oldest Gen Xer is like 60 something,
Yeah, damn.
because it starts in Gen X starts in, like, I think the late
Late 60s.
60s or early 70s or something like that. So basically the oldest Xer
My mother is a
is like
Gen X. She
60
was born
something.
in 67.
Your
She coming
mom is
up
a
on
Gen
60.
X?
Yeah, she was born in 1967.
What the fuck? I'm a Gen Xer. I made it on the tail end. I was born exactly in 1980. If I would have
Yeah,
been
yeah,
born a year late, I would have been a millennial.
yeah.
Um, that's
And I'm an
crazy,
older
Joe.
millennial. I was born in 84.
Oh yeah, yeah. The older millennials are very close. Actually, they call older millennials exennials,
Zillennials,
exennials.
yeah.
Yeah, because we have a very similar. We were around. We're close around the same period. You know, you
Yeah,
know, you probably used a dial phone, a rotary phone,
touch tone and a
maybe.
rotary, yeah.
Yeah, you remember what Pizza Hut used to look like and shit, with the fucking, like, you know what I'm saying? It had the
Yeah,
jukebox, the pan pizzas, sit down restaurant, casual kind
style,
of.
yeah.
They had you remember what that looked like. You definitely know Blockbuster. You remember actual food stamps.
Food stamp, the damn brown books. And
Yeah, the books
government
of
cheese.
yeah. You was around the same time, so
Yeah.
Michael Jackson and shit, like, so, like, we was around, the same time period, but just different, classifications for as far as generations is concerned. But yeah, like, and you don't hear Gen Xers talking about moving down to fucking Florida. So everybody is doing different things. Now, a lot of people have moved different parts of the country. North Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
Houston, Atlanta, um, Dallas. Like, I don't really hear too many people
Everybody
moving
going to
California.
Texas.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, they say Texas is like most of the people in the country is like one of the hottest destinations, like Houston and Dallas. Yeah,
Austin.
like, yeah, and
Austin,
Austin
too.
as
Yeah.
well. Yeah,
But
they
you know
moved
why?
down to.
So there there's something called FRA, full retirement age. Remember, people used to be, when you're a senior citizen at 55, and people used to retire at 55.
Mhm.
People was retiring in their 50s
Yeah,
because, and this is, the silent generation of boomers. But mind you, they was working like real jobs, not summer jobs, but real
uh-huh.
jobs at 14, right?
Right.
And,
right,
you know, so they put in 30 years by the time they 45.
right, right,
Right?
right.
And so they'd
Yeah.
be like, oh, I gave 42 years to this, factory. So
Mm-hmm.
they increased FRA. FRA used to be 65.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's 67. And it was actually supposed to have been increased to well, so there's something called RMD, required minimum distribution, which is the oldest you can be before you have to distribute from your tax deferred retirement accounts, or the IRS taxes you 50% on that. So required minimum distribution age just so happens to be a band of 5 years older than full retirement age. Full retirement age being the age that you reach where you can get the full amount of your Social Security benefit.
Is it like 60
So
what two, right?
currently
What's
that's
the
67, right?
67?
And RMD is 72, or 5 years beyond 67. Now, they're saying that they're going to increase RMD to 75. So, what does that make you think they're going to do to FRA?
Increase it to another probably 3 years or something.
To make it 70. Why?
Right.
And there's no absolute correlation, right? So, just because RMD is increased to 75 doesn't mean that FRA will be. But historically, every time they've increased RMD, they put FRA 5 years ahead of that.
Oh wow. Wow.
So it was 65 and RMD was 70, right? It was
Uh-huh.
55, RMD was 60. It was 64, RMD was 69. Then it went to 71 and a half. Then they were like, okay, we're going to raise FRA for retirement age to 67, and RMD, required minimum distribution age, to 72. So if they raise required minimum distribution age to 75, they're likely going to move full retirement age to 70.
My uncle was talking about that because he was saying he had to draw down his retirement accounts because he has to start like basically what do they have to do? They have to basically spend the money, or they
You
have
have to
to.
start withdrawing the money and
Oh,
paying
okay.
taxes on it, basically. And
Oh,
if you
okay.
do so, what happens is things like a 401k and an IRA are what they call tax deferred. So what it is the benefit of it today is you make X amount of dollars, right? So you lower your taxable income this year by before you get your paycheck, right? They take FICA and all those other taxes out, which lowers your taxable income, right? And before they take any of that, they take a chunk out and put it into this retirement account. So it's tax deferred. So you don't, let's say you make $100,000. They take $20,000 and they put that in your 401k. And now instead of taxing you on $100,000, they tax you on $80,000. So you get some tax savings up front. But then the
Mm,
IRS says, okay, well, you're tax saving, and this 401k is supposed to have grown over the last 25, 30 years. So now that you're in 30 years later, and then you're supposed to technically be in a lower tax bracket when you retire because now you're not earning income. But that's likely not going to happen when we have the deficit that we have, because we got to find a way
mm,
to pay it back, right?
mm,
And
mm,
so required minimum distribution means, okay, you deferred these taxes for X amount of time. You can't keep not paying us our portion, right? So
mm,
now, if you don't start taking the money out and paying regular income tax on it, we're going to tax
mm,
that shit at 50%. So you got $1 million there, well, we're going to tax you $500,000.
mm. Wow. Wow.
So that's why your uncle had to draw down, because if he doesn't,
Uh,
whatever's in there, they're going to tax him at a 50% tax rate.
wow. Damn. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Um, the people in like France or somewhere, they raised the age of retirement, and they started basically rioting. In America, they didn't. Just took it on the chin.
Hmm.
Just this, people probably was talking about it. Then that was it. Like you really didn't hear too much fuss about it. Um, Damn, that's crazy. Because most people, I mean, like you just think about all of the people. So, like, you know, just like I know, once you start getting 40, people start kicking a bucket. And to be honest, people was kicking a bucket all throughout your life.
Yeah.
Like when I was in high school, my great grandma died, and then like the older people started dying, and then like when I got in my 20s, some more older people started dying, and then like freak accidents or somebody get murdered. Family member of my cousin, he got shot. I mean, like by the time I got in my 40s, my parents was gone. Then shoot, my grandparents passed away year like my grandma passed away a year ago. My grandfather, he
My
passed
condolences.
away like 2 years before my grandma passed. And it, basically when you get older, the older you get, more people start passing away. And if you really think about it, if I really just think about it personally, not too many people did like reach the age of 65, let alone 70, and basically to collect to or if yeah, to collect social security or whatever, 67 or
Well, that's to
definitely.
collect the full amount. So the way they do it is a tiered system, right? So after 59 and a half, you can start collecting, but you can't collect 100%. So let's say your social security benefit is $5,000 a month. Again, just random numbers. I'm trying to make it so that it's easy for me to do math, right? Well, they'll
Hmm.
say, okay, well, you could collect, um, $1,000 a month at 59.
Hmm.
And then they'll say, okay, at 62, you could collect, 2,500 of it. And
Hmm.
at 63, 64, and 65, you could collect, 3,500 of the 5,000. But then
Hmm.
when you're 67, you could collect the whole 5,000.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. I
And again,
don't
those
really
aren't
know.
exact figures.
I don't really know how much I'm gonna get, but you gotta think about it. Like I remember, I mean, I'm 45
SSI.gov.
now. I remember when I was 25. I still remember it just like it was yesterday. I had a drop top Mustang. I was rocking a Jay Cutler jersey,
Mm.
and I was 25 years old. Like I still like that was
Shit.
20 years ago. So
Fucking Jim Cutler.
20
Jesus Christ.
20 years from the future, it's just gonna be just like that. Boom. And then I'm 65.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already starting to get gray hairs like crazy. Uh,
What are you,
I
45
mean,
now?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Damn, 20
I
years.
mean,
Now I think about it, and damn, in 2 years, it'll be 20 years since I got shot. And I
oh
look at that
wow.
like it was yesterday.
Uh, you got shot.
Like I'm like,
Oh, oh, I was thinking Queens. I'm like, damn. Nah, you
no, I
was in
got shot in North
Connecticut.
Carolina.
Oh, North Carolina. Oh,
Yeah, I was in the trade for. And I
you
was
was
wilding out.
you used to live in North Carolina,
I lived a bunch
or
of places, bro. I lived in
oh,
Nevada, North Carolina, Georgia, um, where else? Texas, New York, and Connecticut.
oh wow.
Yeah, I lived a bunch of places. But back then, I was wilding out. Like I was
Oh,
running around, bandana, dipset bandanas and shit, and
oh
flying
yeah, yeah.
colors. And the thing is, I took gangbanging seriously to the effect of, I studied different gangs and understood different stuff. And, I was on my outlaw type shit. I was on
Uh,
that Chicago shit, that 7-4 till it blow shit, right?
oh yeah,
Um, and that's
yeah.
why my email address is still Alonzo Hall 374. Right? You know what I'm saying? That's that's been
Man,
my email
shoot.
address for like 20 years. Alonzo Hall
Yeah.
374 at Gmail. You
Man, and if
know?
you walk outside, I could walk outside right now and just point my finger in a crowd, and it's gonna be a GD. That's how common it is. It's like the most
Wow.
common gang. It's the most common gang in Chicago. It's like
It's the most
you don't
common
never
game for
really
blacks
want
in
to
America.
go. Yeah, you ain't never really want to go against them because it's like a attacking a army because it's just so many of them. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's the largest. They run this shit like they the largest thing. I mean, it's like the police. Even police is affiliated with GDs. Like
Growth and development.
yeah, it's like so many people that it just it's the most popular gang. It's the most populous gang. Um, it started in Chicago. Um, even though Larry Hoover himself, he was actually Blackstone Ranger before
Yep.
he started the Imperial Gangsters. Then
Yep.
he split off from that, started the Gangster Disciples,
But I thought it
and
was Black Gangster Disciples first, and that's why they do BDs and GDs now, right?
oh yeah. David Barksdale was the Black Disciples, and then there was it was something like that to that effect. Yeah, they were both part of I think it was like the Gangster Nation or Black Gangster this Nation or something like that. Yeah,
Black
and then
Gangster Disciple Nation.
and then that was with David Barksdale with the BDs and Larry Hoover with the GDs. But um like that, those are probably the two most popular gangs in Chicago, Black Disciples and Gangster Disciples. Then probably third would be Blackstones, and then you got a whole
Four
bunch. You
Corners.
got Four Corner Hustlers. You got Latin Kings, Vice Lords. Vice Lords
Maniac
actually
Latent
was
Disciples,
around for
Satan's Disciples.
yeah. It's a lot of games, but um yeah, it's
Whole lot of gang shit. No, let me stop.
yeah, it's a lot of stuff, man. It's a lot of it was people trying to survive capitalism because black people it used to be actually worse for like a lot of young people, probably the Z's, they don't know how bad how worse things used to be economically. Like in the
Mm,
80s, it was like really, really bad. Like
hmm
you think black people weren't unemployed, like you had issues with unemployment now, like back then it was worse. Like
Yeah.
it was no they weren't giving no it was like easier to turn down black men for jobs, and it was no jobs. Wasn't no
And it wasn't no
Uber.
DoorDash or yeah.
Yeah, wasn't no DoorDash, wasn't no roadie, wasn't no motherfucking medical couriering like that. Like, I mean, like none of this gig work. Gig work wasn't even a concept. Like,
Man. And
so
if you
you
got
had to
shit like medical courier, you had to know somebody.
yeah, you'd have to know somebody to know somebody. Like you probably had to have a hookup or something. But I mean, like it was just hard to earn back then. Very,
Mm.
very difficult to earn. And um then drugs came in, and then people was selling drugs, and you was part of a syndicate, which was a gang, and you sold drugs within your gang, and then y'all have all kinds of problems and stuff with other crews and other gangs. And it was a thing though, and it still is to this day, where people a lot of young men are doing it, young black men, even Hispanics, are doing it as a means of basically survival, underworld survival, basically to basically system D to survive, to make a
Yeah.
living.
I think
Yeah.
it's more fitting in today than it was back then,
You say
right?
what
More
is what?
fitting in, like more trying to fit in, right? So, like for example, recently, here in New Haven, this young 13-year-old boy died in a car accident because he stole a car with some 16-year-old girl and went joyriding. And that little boy is the son of a girl that I went to school with. And she was all, boo-hooing and crying on TV saying, oh, the cops shouldn't, they should slow down on chasing. They don't know who's behind the wheel. And it's a 13-year-old kid. They see a stolen car and somebody driving away. So
Right,
they're going to chase
right,
after him.
right,
Um,
right.
I mean, I understand her hurt, but it's the reality
Yeah,
of the situation. And
right.
she was working 2 and 3 jobs to take care of him. He might not have had the latest J's or what
Uh-huh.
have you,
Uh-huh.
but it wasn't like he was starving, right? It wasn't like they
Right.
was going to the food. Like I remember going to the food pantry, and my grandmother used to work at the YMCA where there was homeless people, like real deal, and we wasn't making a shit ton of money neither. I remember she worked mad hours of overtime and came home with a $432 check, and she was showing my mother like, "Look, I made $432." And I mean, she
Mm,
worked, I don't know, 75 hours that week.
mm.
You know what I mean?
Shit, I
And
used to go to the food pantry. I used to go to the food pantry back when I used to shit, I had another channel. I used to live in up north in Illinois in like a town called Zion. Shit, even before Zion, like back in like 2012 and shit like that, like even 2014, 15. Like shit,
uh,
I used to go to the food pantry like it was a thrift store. It's like, oh, you just
word.
give me free food. And then here's the thing with the food pantry. You don't necessarily have to be poor to go to a food pantry.
Oh no, no,
Like
no.
they're just giving out free food. I've
Yeah.
seen people pull up in the food pantry with a BMW, with a like newer model car, and hopping out, getting in the line to get food. Like, cause
Oh,
it's
it's
basically,
experience for me.
yeah, it basically is free food. It does have like, I mean, I don't go to a food pantry now because it's like I don't really want to, and then I just don't really give a shit about it, because man, one, I'm overweight. Like food ain't my necessarily issue, but the
I
thing, but
don't
but the
mean to
thing
laugh, but
is,
that was classic.
yeah, but the thing is like, I remember doing that shit, like, and being around people that actually, at that time I did need it. Like, I mean, I ain't gonna cap. Like, I was broke as fuck. Like, I
That's why I
mean,
love it, bro. You keep it all the way 1,000.
yeah, like I was so, man, I was smashed. Like, I mean, I just
But think
did.
about it in the 80s when you got the Raisin Bran in the black and white box, right? White box
Um,
with black letters, and it'd be like cereal. You
uh,
know what I'm
like
saying?
like when I
That's
was
where I first
when I
learned
was
about
coming
Parmalat
up,
milk.
when I was coming up, we was when I was coming up, we was broke as shit. We was poor in the like early 80s, like before 85, 86 and shit. I mean, my mom didn't start making no money, and my dad was driving a cab. He wasn't really making that much. And like before, like, man, it was times where, I mean, basically, it was like the lights was out, gas was out and shit. No, the gas never was out, but the phone was out a lot. And then lights, periods of times I remember moms had to break out the candles and shit. Um, and then, baby, maybe like a week or two or less than a week, the lights was back on. You know what I'm saying? She reached out or whatever to, get some money or something. But I remember shit like that. And um I mean, it was like lower middle class. Then by the time the 90s, mom started making a lot more money. She got her teacher certificate, special ed certificate, and was like kind of middle class type thing, but it was still different struggles and shit. But um my adult life was like really a struggle. Like my own personal, like I personally struggled. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my parents, it was a lot better, but shit, my adult life, definitely 20s, early 30s. I ain't really started making any money till probably late 30s, really, to be honest. I mean, to be really honest, to keep it all the way a buck, I really never really made too much of money. I had one good year where I made $100,000, but I can't on public airwaves tell you how I did that because I definitely I definitely had to do some crooked shit to make that hundred and something $1,000s that I made that year. And unfortunately, I ended up having to pay a lot of taxes that were behind. Like I owed the state of Indiana like almost 4 grand in taxes because I made a shit ton of money that year.
Damn.
But um that wasn't for my job. But the thing is, like, that was just one good year. It wasn't like Kevin Samuels. He was like, basically you have to make it that consecutively to be considered a high value man. I mean, I was that one year and that was it. Like after that, I had.
Yeah, no, but
But
that's in terms of earnings.
yeah, that's earnings. Yeah, definitely earned income. But yeah, I mean, like, it's been a struggle for my adult life. Like I've definitely been on welfare for. I remember I was in college. And I was on welfare, but I didn't. You don't get much as a single person. You
Man,
probably get like $100 a month, maybe like
damn.
$50 a month, something like that. I remember that.
They ain't
If you
giving
ain't
niggas
got no
shit.
kids.
Jesus.
Hmm.
So they ain't giving niggas shit.
Yeah, if you just single, if you solo dolo, you be lucky to get about probably about a month for food, which is not much considering grocery prices are higher. You can't really even get a hundred. Like if you go to a grocery store right now and get it with a hundo, you only gonna get like maybe like you ain't even gonna get like a cart full of groceries with that. You
Bro, I
gonna
went to
get
the
like
grocery store today. 2 bags, $114.
yeah, yeah, right, right. You
And it
gonna
wasn't even
like
like crazy essential shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You gonna be you be about 2 or 3 bags, about be yeah, definitely $100. And don't talk about Whole Foods.
Mm.
Shoot, you're gonna get curb stomped. If you go up in there, you know what I'm
He
saying.
said
So
curb
it's
stomp.
it's not you don't get much as a single person. But if you got kids, probably get like maybe probably get like 600 with
Damn.
now you probably get like 600-700. But
Oh, that's now. Okay.
yeah, yeah, if you got kids. But see, like if you got kids, they don't just give you 1 month. They give you like back pay for like when you've been out like since like because it takes a period of time to apply. So I guess it's like a month or two, and then they give you a couple months. So like that's why some people have like they had like 1,500 or $3,000 on a link card because they actually have like a full amount, you know what I'm
Mm,
saying, from like months. They kind of give them back pay or something, type of
I got
thing.
you.
But yeah, you don't get nothing that's no single adult. I don't know what they get now, but it's got to be more because grocery prices are higher. I'm talking about like I was getting food stamps in like the early 2000s, the late 90s. I mean, like
I got a
now,
homeboy. It's still about a hundo. I got a homeboy
yeah,
who's on it in New Jersey, and he
uh-huh.
gets like I think it's like $98.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Damn, that sucks. I mean, you really have to you can only get like you can only go to the grocery store one day out the month.
Yeah.
And you can't really get much, man, with that. Like if you get a couple steaks and some fucking get some bread and some beverages,
That's
some
going.
cheese and milk, um you damn near at like $70 right there.
Yeah.
Okay, what else you want? You
Yeah.
want a bag of chips? Okay, that's $80. What
Yeah.
else? Some cereal.
Ninety
Shit.
bucks.
I think I
85
mentioned
at
milk.
least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you already you then that shit don't last but a week. Everything I
Yeah.
just said, I do that regularly, and I know that for a fact. Man, you be lucky to last. Man, that shit don't even really last a couple days, to be honest with you.
For real.
I mean, like the heavy stuff, like, okay, let's say you go buy a couple steaks, some chicken breasts. You already probably got some groceries at home in the fridge. You just need some stuff to add to it, some beverages. Man, it lasts about a couple days, man. And you like,
Yeah.
man, I gotta eat. Should I go to the restaurant or the grocery store again? Or the restaurant,
Yeah.
and it usually is the restaurant and the grocery store. Because you ain't trying to
Yeah.
cook necessarily that day, you know. But yeah, like, I mean, that's crazy, man. That's fuck. You still only get a hundo for
Yeah.
being
Well,
single,
he's single,
man.
no wife, no kids, never married, never kids, nothing, and he's 50 something. I think
No.
55.
Oh wow.
So they
I
ain't
mean, the
giving
only
him
way
shit.
how can you like, let's just hypothetically, like, let's just say you really need that hundo. Like, you'd have to go to buy like oodles and noodles,
Yeah.
basically. Like, we call them oodles and noodles, but it's really ramen noodles. That's basically what they eat in jail at the
Yeah.
commissary. You'd have to
That's pretty much what it forces you to do. That
uh
bologna sandwiches, you're gonna have to buy a shit ton, and deli meat don't last but a couple days.
correct.
So,
So
you
you
know, you
have
don't want
to
to go in there. Let me buy 5 pounds of ham and cheese. Your ham gonna go bad after 3 days.
yeah, and that shit got cancer in it. He just said like a couple weeks ago. Um, so like basically you gotta basically be on a diet like what your boy um uh, baby steps Dave Ramsey. You'd have to get rice and beans, ramen noodles. Cause I'm just thinking hypothetically to make that shit stretch for a whole month. Technically, with a day's food prices, you'd have to get rice and beans, ramen noodles, um, so definitely bread, just essential stuff like
Hmm.
bread, milk, um, ramen, rice and beans, uh, maybe hamburger meat. I don't know. I
Well, I think
mean,
he has an advantage because he's not from America. He's from Trinidad. So he was like,
oh,
bro, this is shit, nigga. I make this shit. So he'll get like bananas and peanut butter and make
uh,
that shit stretch because the shit sticks to your ribs. Like you said, rice and beans, you know what I'm
bread.
saying? Bread, stuff that's really not really good for your health because it sticks to your ribs. But if you out there, physically doing stuff, then you're decent. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
most people live a sedentary lifestyle.
right. It's crazy. Damn.
They
But
go
yeah,
to
that's the
work and they
only
sit
way
on the
you'd
desk for
have to
8
do
hours.
that, and then hit up the food pantry And it's not like you hitting up the food pantry. You'd have to hit I'm just talking about a person that they don't really have hardly any income. Maybe they make like 15 bands a year and they technically in poverty, classified as
Mm-hmm.
poverty, and they, barely making it. Maybe they live with their grandma or their aunt or uncle or something, grandparents, whatever. And they really need that $100. They gotta make that stretch for the whole month, and then they gotta every week hit up the food pantry. I'm gonna be honest with you, the food pantry actually is a lick because you don't they got food pantries all over. Like if you live
Mm.
in a big metropolis like Chicago, I'm pretty sure New York is the same way. Anywhere, any like city, like major, if you close to a major city or whatever, they have
Mm-hmm.
multiple. They used to give you and I know this is like poor man talk, so I know this is not inspiring. This ain't even comma. This is like no comma talk. Like
This is no comma talk.
me,
This
me
this
it's,
decimal point talk.
it's like, yeah, like I remember they used to give a flyer, like it was just a piece of paper, and they would show you the different churches and places where they would give out food, and it'll be different days of the week. So
Mm.
you can hit up one place Monday, then it's another place Tuesday, and then it's another place Wednesday. So you can technically like get boxes and boxes of food. Now, most of this shit, the thing with the food pantries is what I noticed is a lot of this stuff is outdated. Like
Mm.
it's the grocery stores throwaway food that they actually had to throw away anyway. So you kind of get it because it's like pretty much expired or already it's either already expired or about to expire. And they were gonna throw it away anyway. But anyway, I don't, that shit was fire. You know what I'm saying? Like they would give you like a piece of meat, like they'd give you maybe a steak, uh piece of ham. I mean, I'd have to get that to somebody else, like, I'd give it to my grandma or somebody. I mean, like they give you like a piece of meat and like some hamburger meat and some motherfucking, maybe a steak if you're lucky. But I mean, like, yeah, like people were actually using that shit, man. People going there, like when I was living in Gary, they it was lines around the corner with people going up to the food pantry. Like that shit was crazy. But
Facts.
um, yeah, like
Yeah, let's get back to this comma talk, man. We gotta stop this
yeah.
decimal point
Oh yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah. Oh, you said decimal point talk. I got that late.
That's all
Yeah,
good.
yeah. It's only what? How many decimal points? Let me see here. Like it's cause see, that's what I used to notice, like the different um yeah, but I mean, yeah, the thing is as far as this, comma tiers and everything, like basically you start basically escape velocity at um comma group one. Let's just go in and reverse. I'll just say tier one. Tier one
Mhm.
is a hundred thousand to uh nine hundred ninety nine
999.
thousand. So like
All
that group, you're you're going into actually, to be honest, this is one of the things that I talked about earlier that nobody really talks about. So believe it or not, in that group that I just mentioned, $100,000 to 999,000. What nobody hardly knows and talks about is basically in that group is only um so like it's it's 20 it's 200 and I mean it's 22 millionaires, over 22 millionaires in this country. But when you go down to, basically, wait, hold on, let me go to, I gotta go, let me see here. It's my other phone. I got three phones.
I got
Now I
three
actually use
phones.
I actually yeah, I actually use all of them. One of them I play games on, and I use other apps. But the other ones, the other two, I use for other different purposes. But what I found surprising was
hmm
basically how limited, how less than uh in this range of group, as far as 100,000 to 999,000. It's very few people that's in this group. Uh, I gotta go to it because I gotta go back to it. Hold on, let's see here. But it's not that many people in this group. Like, that's one of the things that I noticed. Um, because it's, you start to separate once you get to this level, which is tier one, uh comma group one. Let's see here. I gotta go all the way up top to the back to this here. Let me see here.
Well, while you doing that, I'm gonna drop down and watch from the clouds, and I'll be back in like 10, 15 minutes. I gotta take a quick
Oh,
run.
okay. Okay. All right.
Well, I got like another 5 minutes before I gotta run out the door. So
Oh, okay. Oh, you gotta take a train or something? You gotta go to the office?
I gotta, yeah, but I ain't gonna
Oh,
be too long.
okay.
I
Oh,
just gotta make
actually,
it.
within this group, this is not the one that I was talking about. This rare. This starts getting rare. It's 38% that's in this group. The rare part goes into, um actually, no,
The 10
this
million.
is, wait. So the rare part goes into, I think when it says tier, obviously the comma two group is when it starts to separate. Yeah, like
Right.
that's what comma two. Yeah, the first, the tier three, which is 1 million to 9 million 90. Yeah, like that group is like only, it's like 13%, 13 percentile of individuals is in that group. And like I
It
said,
makes
like
sense, I guess, because when you get there,
yeah,
you start to take off.
it's that's where you start to separate, you know, you go into different tax brackets and shit, and then separate yourself, because it's like less than 10%, and then it just starts getting ridiculous from there, as far as separation from from
Right.
from the average person. But I mean, like you say, like from a new, the Northeast, definitely New York. That's it's more people that's in that group, let's say,
Right.
than the South and the Midwest,
Well, yeah, you got the
especially
most
in the deep
millionaires
South.
in New York City. But let me
Huh?
take this run. I say you got the
Oh,
most
okay.
millionaires in New York City. But I'm gonna take this run. I'll be
Yeah.
back.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, so it's very interesting. I mean, however you take this presentation, it's interesting to point out, because um how rare these different tiers and different groups are. And it is a way to look at it, as far as, okay, who should I be listening to as far as inspirational, like as far as who can inspire you, you know, type of thing. Like, cause I think that, you know, you can like I do believe in like kind of like copying people, you know, or like kind of copycatting people or whatever, or even having a mentor. What if you had a mentor? So like, who should your mentor be? Should, okay, if you're like if you're in comma group 1, you should have a comma 2 mentor. You know, your mentor should be in comma 2 group, you know. If you're a millionaire, you should have a mentor that is in comma 3 group that's a billionaire. You know, you should have, out of, like, if you're a millionaire, you probably should have a friend or someone that you know that's a billionaire. Out of the 700 or 800 billionaires, you should basically have, you should know one of those individuals, and then you should, you know, basically um take that person out to lunch, dinner, and pick their brain if they allow you so, and basically get some ideas from them, some mentorship from them, so you could be basically in a nutshell, so they can kind of learn, so you could learn to be in their group, to be higher above, to go above and beyond. And that's the thing. Like, here's the thing, right? One of the things that I do know, like, black people particularly, like, I mean, I joke on Anton. Everybody's joking on, you know, whole Corey Holcomb and Anton beef. But at the end of the day, I don't know Anton's net worth. But from what I hear, I mean, he's a millionaire. He's in the 2 comma group. He's a clown as far as like how he acts. I think, I don't know what's going on with him. I think the dude is mentally ill, personally. I think he's dealing with some type of mental illness. Is it a severe level of mental illness? No, I don't think it's severe. I think he's dealing with like maybe some type of personality disorder or something, because he's trying to put on some type of like facade for the internet, and you could kind of tell that he's trying to do that, and he's not being truly genuine. And it's almost sounds like he's schizophrenic, because he's saying one thing and he's contradicting himself by his actual behavior. Even the concept of him being a conservative, uh he doesn't really, a conservative person doesn't really act like he does. A true conservative, a true black conservative, actually is more of a businessman, and through and through, and typically is not urban as far as acting ghetto. They don't, like, you can't, like, it's like, to me, Anton is trying to have one foot in the hood and then one foot out the hood, and like the wealth class around rich people and shit like that. He wants to be associated with rich and wealthy and be a Fox News analyst and shit, and then want to kick it in the hood. And the thing is like, people think that you can do both, but you really can't. Only so many people can actually do both. And unfortunately, Anton didn't get the memo. Like, you really have to choose one or the other. Like, and I don't think he's like, you know, understanding how he actually looks on the internet, like the optics of it. And the optics of it, it looks like he wants to have two ends of the same, like he wants to be connected. It's almost like, you know, a Republican wanting to be connected to the Democrats. Because to be honest, and I've done live streams on this and I talked about this, A lot of the Democrats are connected and even anchored to ghettos. They are the Democratic Party is the party of the ghetto. And ask me how I know. I used to be one. I used to go literally, I used to be damn near a card carrying fucking Democrat, voting and everything. Because most of my family was my grandma, my mom, my dad wasn't really he wasn't involved in politics. He didn't vote and stuff like that. No, my dad was not involved in politics. But the thing is like trying to associate yourself with the quote unquote hood. Like, Corey is a person that is pretty much that's his thing. I mean, that's how he grew up. He grew up in the projects of Chicago. He's a hood comedian. He's known for that. That's his niche. He's a hood club comedian. And the thing is like he does have a big base. Like, I ain't gonna lie, the hood base or the ghetto base is a large base because you have a lot of black people that's poor. You have a very sizable amount of black people that, let's just say, for example, are in the trenches. They're literally in the trenches, like fighting, fighting gangs and all kinds of shit, shootouts and robberies and all of that. Like, a lot of black people are associated with hood culture, ghetto culture. It's a big sizable portion of black society that is associated with ghetto culture, and then obviously the music, the entertainment industry, which is primarily owned by whites. I'll just say white people. They own a lot of the entertainment and they push the envelope in the narrative of that ghetto culture to just basically have the world look at these ignorant ghetto people, black people. And it's like a PR move. Okay, look at these ghetto black folks. So they push this actual music and the entertainment of the ghetto because it's a way to undermine black people. So the thing is with all of that said, it is a big portion of the population of black people in the United States that associate themselves with the ghetto, with all aspects of the ghetto culture. And Corey Holcomb is in that mix. And he does, in that, those people are actual people, and those people have money. They have people in the ghetto do have money. People that associated with ghetto culture do have money as well. And it's a big base of people. And I think Anton wanted to tap into that Corey Holcomb ghetto base. And that was why he, basically wanted to get on that show and, tap into that base because this is how he's making his money. He's making his money being a social media YouTuber / whatever else he can get himself involved with. And that's what he does. And when you do that, when you're doing that type of thing, you're damn near trying to be a celebrity. And that's what he's trying to do. See, the in the lens of Corey Holcomb, Corey is already a celebrity. He's already a B-level actor. He's been in movies. He was on the show Black Jesus. I mean, he's already there. Like he knows, people like Kevin Hart. He knew Kevin Hart before he basically took off and became an A-list actor, well-known comedian, everything like that. Like he knows a lot of the big names in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? He knows those people. He knows all of the comedians. He knows a lot of actors. He knows a lot of actresses. He knows a lot of celebrities. He's in LA. He's part of the Hollywood scene or whatever. He's not in the like he's not accepted by Hollywood. He's a Hollywood, let's just say he's a Hollywood reject. And he talks about that a lot, as far as him not wanting to accept um a lot of the degradation that Hollywood tries to push at people. They want you to put on a dress. They want you to damn near take a oath of homosexuality to be part of the Hollywood in crowd. I mean, this is like conspiratory talk as far as what I've heard and even what he's even said. They basically want you to suck someone's basically what, and they want you to take it up to what to be accepted in this Hollywood cabal of things, right? And he talks about that, and he doesn't, what I'm saying, he's not with that, and Hollywood rejects him for roles and opportunities and stuff like that because he's kind of a Hollywood outsider or whatever or whatever. So from the lens, that's just the lens, his lens, right? That's his life. Well, I mean, Anton, he wants to be a celebrity. He wants to be a celebrity. He wants to be 100 octane celebrity. And Anton he had, some people know Anton from YouTube, but he's not a household name. Well, now because he's beef with Corey and stuff like that, more people know Anton than they did a week ago, So, but here's the problem. This is not necessarily good for Anton. This is actually a L for him. And some people say it's a L for Corey because of whatever. I don't know. But I'll explain why it's an L for Anton. One, he looks ridiculous as far as his actual explanation of the actual altercation that they had. I was gonna beat him up, and he looks like some suburban dude that's saying that I'm this tough guy, but my parents put me in private school, type of thing. Like I'm just this tough guy, and I got other guys that are tough with me. And if they need, if I need their help, if they need my help, I'm gonna call. And everybody can see the bad acting. It's like, if you watch a Tubi movie, you can see the bad acting, right? If you were born, if you're older than 20 years old, you've seen enough movies and TV shows to recognize good acting versus bad acting. And you can, and a lot of people, I don't know how many people have discernment to see, but I definitely have, I'm old enough to have discernment. I can tell by someone that's just talking and versus someone that actually really is, genuine. And it's definitely it's definitely not coming from a space of genuineness, or if that's a word, or let's just say it doesn't seem genuine when he's explaining what he was gonna do and all of this and all of that. And from the actual altercation, of the verbal altercation they had back and forth, it shows even more of how out of place Anton actually was in that scenario. And like I say, he's trying to basically, in a nutshell, to be completely honest, Anton has reached his his ceiling. Everybody has a ceiling. Like even myself, my ceiling on this YouTube platform is very, very low. I'm honest. It's no cap. My ceiling right now, I mean, I might have the potential to go higher, maybe another time or whatever in the future, but my ceiling is very, very, very low. Okay. But everyone has a ceiling. Okay. And what you can see is Anton trying to break through that ceiling. And it definitely was not effective. He did not break that ceiling. He reached his ceiling. And now he's going is nowhere but down, and he thinks he was trying to actually go up higher, and unfortunately it looks like he's going crashing down. He basically crashed out. He went to LA and crashed out. And a lot of people tried this. They tried to, I'm not going to mention names, but other people, this is why other people go to different platforms. And it's to try to reach a new higher plateau. And it's like basically once they usually do it, then they don't even go back to any other places. I'll mention a name. Prime example of this is the lead attorney. Before the lead attorney blew up, he was going all over different channels, small channels, everywhere he could go. But once he blew up, he didn't go to no more channels. It was just he was on his own channel. His channel was the channel. And it's like, basically you see anybody you see going to this panel, to this channel, to this, they're trying to basically blow up. And then you could tell it's ridiculous because when you keep doing, you're not supposed to keep doing that. You're supposed to stay on, you're supposed to be really on Mount Olympus. Once you're on, like you're on Mount Olympus, like, like let's just say like IShowSpeed is there, Mr. Beast, and all of these other YouTubers and whatever. They really only hang with other people on Mount Olympus, if you notice, right? He IShowSpeed, he went to Kai Cenat's page, and then the other streamers, they have these little, streamathons and all of that. Like, that's what they do, right? But you have some people, they try to do that with other people. Like if you got 1 million subscribers or more, it's no reason you should have to go to a channel that has 1,000 subscribers and join a panel. It's no reason. Only reason is you not hitting on nothing with your 1 million subscribers. That's the only reason people do that. And maybe they might be bored or whatever. But the thing is that that's what happened. In hindsight, actually, using some more brain cells and some, days going by and actually seeing what's going on. Yeah, that's my final observation is yeah, he basically met he reached his ceiling, and it basically crashed out. And I don't know, like, I remember Tommy was going on Fox News. I haven't seen Tommy, if you notice, I haven't seen Tommy on Fox News in years. Maybe you have to be invited to Fox News. I don't know. Like one of the things that I notice about Fox News, if you're not hitting on nothing no more, like if you're not hot anymore, they're not gonna ask you to come back. Like if you lose any type of status, they're not gonna ask you to go back on Fox News. And I'm not hating or anything. This is all just observation. I doubt that they're gonna ask Anton back on Fox News, especially going to Corey Holcomb show and basically crashing out, I doubt that he's gonna be back on Fox News. You know what I'm saying? Like Fox News is a corporate channel. Like it's part of corporatocracy. Like it's you they only want they only want people that are prim and proper, and really, to be honest, to keep it all the way a buck, like they like the same thing, the same reason they brought Tommy on Fox News is the same reason they brought Anton. They bring basically someone that kind of believes, I'm trying to not just say cool, but they bring somebody that's part of the black community that disaligns with the black community in the sense of they more align with it's almost like a white person, it's a white person in blackface, um or let's just say a black person with white face that identifies more with white people, and we should be better like white people, and that type of person. They bring that type of person to Fox News to basically point out black people black people's problems, and their issues, and why they have the issues that they have. They bring somebody as a black representative that is a particular type of person. Fox News is related to basically more aligned with the Republican Party, so you'd have to be a Republican, and you have to I would say be white leaning, or what I'm saying, as far as your viewpoints, and not really align with black people, more or less just align with what white people want and what white people's desires are and shit like that. Like basically you have to be kind of like um a shield, I think they call it. Like you'd be a white shield um to go on Fox News. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm more aligned with Republicans, but I mean at the same time I'm not aligned with white folks. I don't for some reason or another, black people believe that they have to kiss white people's ass to be accepted, and I don't agree with that. Like I can call out what black people do is fucked up, and I could also call out what white people do is fucked up. Could call out what Hispanic people that do is fucked up. Arabian, everybody can get it. I mean, basically, you know what I'm saying? Like Chinese, like the Chinese fucking the country of China has a problem with pollution, and also animal extinction. Like they've they killed off their pollution in their rivers is one of the reasons why I think the Asian river dolphin went extinct, because I think the Yangtze River or some river in China where they lived was too toxic, and it basically they went extinct. And then also the Asian white rhino went extinct because the Asians, and even the reason why the Chinese, the reason why the rhinos in Africa are very endangered is because Chinese use some type of aphrodisiac that they use from rhino horns for some type of sex herbs or something that they make, and they use the rhino horn to make this aphrodisiac medicine, and that's why they kill off these rhinos. So yeah, like I call out everybody that's fucked up. I think that rightfully, like that's like some god body type stuff to do. Like to be on a level with God, you call out everybody. You know what I'm saying? All of everybody's foolishness. Like I don't separate anybody. Everybody can equally, everybody's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does fucked up things individually, group wise, ethnic wise. Everybody got fucked up things that they do. So, you know, that's just how I see it. You know, but the thing is that some people, because yeah, white people do have a lot of economic power, they have a lot of economic influence. And when I say white people, I also consider Jews white people. Like basically they believe that they have to kiss up to to these people that have so much power and influence. And it's like, nah, like no. Like, I mean, like I don't know, like some people, I think they grew up so poor that they feel like they got to be a kiss up to make money. And it's like, I mean, all of my conversations that I even just recently had with Alonzo, I mean, I grew up struggling and shit like that, but not I wasn't really that poor. Like, I mean, it's a level of poor. Like, it wasn't like, okay, I didn't grow up, and I did a video a long time ago, like more than 5 years ago, about the spoons at birth. You know, like if you born with a plastic spoon, your parents was probably like you probably was adopted from someone and it was like really, really bad. Like your parents might have been on crack or something or heroin, and they had to give you up for adoption. You was born with a plastic spoon, meaning it was fake. It was not you know, like they just gave your ass up. Some people was born with a wooden spoon, like they were, you know, born in a homeless shelter, and their parents was both homeless and they were struggling, and you know they was going in and out of apartments, and they used to get evicted, and you know they were going, they would have to go to different schools, you know, so many times because they were just moving from place to place. Like that's a wooden spoon. Some people was born with a copper spoon where, you know, their parents just didn't have much and they was getting by, and then, you know, they were struggling and shit. Like when I was young, like that was how my parents was. Like they was young, they was trying to make it. My mom was still like when I was a 1 years old, like my mom was trying to finish up college and get her degree, and my dad was working at he was working at O'Hare. And I mean it was like, yeah, they was struggling. Some people born with a silver spoon, you know what I'm saying? Like they had it made. They was in a middle class family and everything. Like I didn't even, you know, I wasn't born in a silver spoon. Like I lived, you know, when I was like 10 years old and like going into my teenage years, my parents started making more money. Like, yeah, things got better. But like some people born with gold spoons, they was rich basically. Like, you know, some people you know, the Jay-Z kids and Rihanna's children, you know, they were born with a platinum spoon, or platinum with diamonds in that motherfucker, encrusted diamonds. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different levels, you know. And the thing is like I and this goes into Shador Sanders. Like Shador Sanders was brought up basically with a fucking platinum spoon. Like he doesn't kiss up to white folks, even rich white folks. He doesn't kiss up to them. They hate Shador Sanders. They hated him so much. They hated on him so much. They tried to teach him a lesson, and then they basically they got clowned for that. The president literally told the owners, "Y'all full of shit." The president of fucking United States of America had to tell the NFL owners that y'all full of shit for doing what you was doing. Basically, having him go to basically like the later rounds of the NFL draft to teach him a lesson. You know, it did the way they was trying to do it, it crashed out. They crashed out. It didn't work. They thought it was gonna work. Like that shit would have probably worked in the 1980s, the 1970s, might even the 90s. But this 2026, the world can see everything that you're doing, and they can see you being stupid. Like everybody can see you. Like the whole world can see you. Like you can't just do shit like you used to do it. Like this is like a new time period. It's not the same period like it was before. And the thing is like, yeah, he's not a kiss up. And it's like for me, like, you know, I didn't have to, it wasn't a day in my life that I went without food. Like I don't know anything about that. But some people did go through that. Like I didn't have to, I didn't feel like I had to make so much money and it was, like I was escaping, like some people, like for example, Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp grew up with no running waters. Sometimes they had to share baths. They only had so much hot water to take a bath. Like I didn't grow up in no shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't grow up in abject poverty to the point where soon the first white person that gave me a job, I damn near looked at him like a sacrosanct. Like it just wasn't that type of thing, And I think some people want you to be so fucking poor that if you get anything from somebody, you're just so grateful and you damn near gonna worship them. It's just like, I mean, that's just not how I grew up. Like I grew up in a middle class black suburb, and the other high schools that I used to play, they were other middle class suburbs. Some were lower middle class, some were even upper middle class. You know what I'm saying? And we used to, that was my high school district. So, I wrestled in high school, and I remember going to different high schools. Like it was this upper class high school called Andrew High School. And Andrew, it was this like the campus, the high school campus looked like a college. And we used to go there for like wrestling tournaments, and these were upper class, mostly white boys. You know what I'm saying? You think when I was wrestling, I just took it easy on them because they were white? Oh man, I was trying to grind them into the fucking ground. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to pound them through the mat. Like I just didn't grow up like that. I didn't grow up to, basically I grew up to compete with white folks, not kiss their ass. Like it's just not how I grew up. So I don't know how other people grew up. I don't know their story. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is like, I understand white people have a lot of power. They have a lot of influence. They have a lot of things that they have accomplished. I respect that. And at the same time, shit, black people accomplished a lot too. And I understand black people's power. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, too, everybody has power. But the thing is like, it's some black folks that, and even black women as well, they believe that they have to kneel down and kiss the ring or kiss the feet of white folks. I don't know. I mean, that's just not how I grew up. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just not what I lived. You know what I'm saying? I understand it from on a like a psychological level why some black people feel that they need to do it. And a lot of it is related to class. A lot of black people grew up in a household they were poor. They were struggling. And a lot of times if you grew up in a household where you came from financial struggle, you look at all the rich ass white people and you like, damn, I gotta kneel down and kiss the ring, and that's just how they look at things. And I mean, I grew up in Chicago. does just like New York, but New York is even more powerful. New York has more black elites, or just, I mean, I don't know as far as number, but probably more, most likely, than black elites in Chicago. And I grew up around a lot of black elites in Chicago, and it's not on the level of Shador Sanders, but yeah, I don't look at it. I don't look at it like some, Bubba dude like Charles Barkley that grew up in abject poverty in Alabama. Like I don't, I wasn't so poor that the first, you know, person, most likely a white person, give you some money, you look at them damn near like they're God. Like I just didn't grow up like that. And I will say, I will close in this. I'll close with this. It is a correlation between uh Christians, black Christians, and white God worship. There is a correlation within that construct. And I'll just leave it at that.